The Penguin has launched on HBO Max, and it is a certifiable banger.
Oh, such a banger. Come on, you come to this place, you say it's a banger. I totally agree.
What are you showing me? His head. Come on.
It's so good. I think Colin Farrell has nailed this rendition of the Penguin. I think they do draw some inspiration from Tim Burton's Danny DeVito's Penguin.
Yeah,
I think
this gross club foot.
Yeah, and like the grossness of his face too.
He
Really
just looks
good.
like that, you know?
Yes.
Don't call him gross. He just...
Oh yeah, no. You know, he's sexy. You know?
You see him with his shirt off at one point?
Oh. I think that was two different reactions right there.
I was into it. I like a dirty old hairy penguin.
As of right now, this is probably my favorite comic book show that we've gotten.
It's
Even though it's
leagues
only
above,
episode 1.
I was thinking about the Arrowverse. It's leagues above all that CW
Yeah,
stuff.
the problem is with CW, a lot of people like to hate on it.
Yeah.
But I even saw Stephen Amell went on an interview or a podcast talking about it.
Yeah.
And he was like, when you think of it, do you think Snyderverse or do you think Arrowverse from CW?
Definitely not thinking Snyderverse, so I guess you got that.
You know, like, you think the Arrow... And I think Stephen Amell and
Grant
Gustin acted their hearts out. I think after a while, you know, it failed because
there was good like I think everyone performed fine in those.
Yeah.
It was just like about
some of
the
the acting was
storyline.
weak.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like
Yeah.
Supergirl was not super great.
A lot of the supporting characters for both shows were the best. You had some standouts, but yeah, better than the CW show, obviously. Better budget, better producers, writers. You know.
Yeah. Then Marvel got their dirty little grubby fingers in the TV game.
Yeah, and the problem is I think a lot of Disney oversight, a lot of too much wanting to connect everything.
Yeah.
Not a real clear vision on what they were doing with the shows.
Yeah.
So the shows started fumbling hard. I think when we got WandaVision, we're like, oh, this is going to be cool, you know? And then we got big hits or big misses, semi-hits. Overall, very piss-poor TV showing of Marvel.
In general, because it became like an event. Like, like none of these feel like TV shows, do they? They feel more like, you know, they feel more like streaming events.
Yeah, I agree with it being like events. I don't know that this will break that mold. I think this will still be an event too.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just the way to do TV shows now when it comes to comic book renditions and stuff. It looks like we're not getting just shows because everyone wants a movie now.
Yeah. I've still got hope for Daredevil Born Again, that it'll be like a classic like
TV show.
I know it's got probably like 8 or 9 episodes. There was at one point going to be like 16 episodes, and I got super hyped about it.
Yeah.
But this Penguin show looks to be about 7, 8 episodes, I bet.
Same thing. But it looks amazing, better than any of the Marvel TV shows.
Yeah.
As of right now, this is only episode 1, but they really came out swinging, in my opinion.
My name is Hopper.
Oh, Steven.
And thank you for watching and subscribing and liking these videos.
Yes.
We love reviewing episode by episode television, so hopefully you guys enjoy it as well.
So, gripes 1, I love Matt Reeves, but I'm not liking the direction of everything being grounded. I don't really agree with that. Like he's talking about the Batman stuff, you know, I'm so tired of grounded Batman. Let's get some fantastical Batman in there. Like, let's see Clayface, let's see Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, you know.
I think we'd, as a society, kind of gotten that idea of grounded Batman from the Burton movies.
Yeah.
And then
the Nolan movies.
I think, but like there was one little show called Batman Brave.
Yeah.
He farts.
Yeah.
Braps. Sorry. Batman Brave and the Bold, which was like, hey, here's Batman teaming up with Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
And they're going to space. You know what I mean? Like we need some of that, because that is some of Batman's DNA is coded to the Justice League and all that crazy stuff.
The Batman, the early 2000s TV show, the animated one, that was fantastical, but also grounded, had some detective work in it.
Well, you know, I mean, the Batman TAS has some stuff like that, but that's more so, you know, realistic and to a point. I mean, like Clayface is the clay monster in that. He's not an actor wearing clay faces, but you know, there's a level, there's a realism to it. There's like a groundedness to it that really works.
All that to say, I don't want Batman to just be grounded dealing with the Carmine and the Falcone family dramas and, you know, Two-Face and, you know, the Penguin.
Yeah.
I get why the Penguin show is going to be grounded. I understand that. Yeah. Because Penguin's always dealt with the crime underbelly with the families and stuff like that, so I think that's fine. But changing his name from Oswald Cobblepot to Oswald Cobb, that doesn't, in my opinion, ground him any more than he already is. I think that's a weird thing to... Like, if you just change his name, cool, change his name. But the reasoning behind it making him more grounded, I don't agree that it made him more grounded. You know what I mean?
I thought whenever I heard Edward Nygma was changed in the Batman, I'm like, y'all don't care about the source material, huh?
Yeah, I didn't like that either. And I think it's going to be a mistake overall in the long run to do that. But like you said, And like we were saying earlier, this is a side universe. It's not going to be the DCEU by James Gunn. James Gunn is making a Brave and the Bold.
Yep.
So I'm hoping he takes a more fantastical, whimsy approach to Batman, and we see some more fun stuff.
I'm assuming he will. I think that's going to be like the Damian Wayne stuff, which brings into like the League of Assassins and all that kind of stuff. I think that'll be more fantastic. But as far as this show, I don't mind that it's grounded. Like
no. It works for this show. I just meant overall with Matt Reeves at the helm of this little microverse.
The Batman. I was surprised to hear that this guy, because normally, and I don't know. I mean, everything's got a universe now.
Yeah.
We just read an article about how there's a Jesus shared universe coming out.
Yeah. What the heck is that?
So anything could happen.
Anything.
But you know, the Batman seems like it was going to be much more of a movie thing. But now we get this show that spins off it.
Yeah.
Do we just make this the DCU Batman? At some point, did they just say, "Oh, we folded him"?
No, I don't want that. I would rather see what Brave and the Bold does first.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Okay.
I love Robert Pattinson as the Batman. I think he's amazing.
Yeah.
I love this Batman, but I want more of the fantastic. I'm so tired of seeing these same villains over and over again. Batman has the same amount of cool, colorful characters of villains as Spider-Man does.
Yeah.
And I want to start seeing them.
Condiment King.
Yes.
The Calendar Man.
Yes. The Trickster. Just kidding, that's a Flash
villain, yeah.
But no, he has a whole gallery of cool villains. You got Bane, you got Firefly, you've got Mr. Freeze, you've got Poison Ivy, Clayface.
Yeah.
Let's see some of them, please.
Killer Croc,
dude. Let's see some Killer Croc.
Yeah.
So that's what I hope for.
I think there's ways to do grounded versions of those characters, but then that's not really true to their characters.
Yeah.
If there's a Poison Ivy that just like takes poison from plants and uses it to kill people, I'm not too interested in it. I want her like making out with dudes and
killing them
from the pheromones.
Yeah,
coming
I
want
to see the plants coming out of the ground and grabbing people.
Yes.
You know, but the show itself phenomenal. I don't gripes wise for the show. Spoilers incoming for the first episode of The Penguin. Any gripes that you had?
No, I think it was a little long, but that's not a bad thing ultimately. I just was in a crunch today to watch it. So.
Yeah, I think we were both crunched. We've got prior arrangements and stuff going on this weekend, but the length for me, I liked it.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. I rolled out of bed and I said, you know what, I'll watch this. And I saw it was an hour and 10 minutes. I said, let me just sit back and enjoy the ride.
It never felt long though.
No.
Like watching it, I felt engaged the whole time. Like one scene led to the next, and everything felt like it was really. I mean, I'd taken that for granted at some point because you're like, oh yeah, even with some of these Marvel shows, stuff just happens.
Yeah.
And it's not like stuff really leads into it or whatever. But this Batman universe is so well written and thought out. I think. Yeah. I was even thinking about, they're like, oh, I grew up on the east side. He tells this kid, he meets this kid named Victor, and they're talking in the car, and he's like, oh, I grew up on the east side. Oh, that's where I grew up, you know. I was like, oh, they probably planned out the city. Like, I wonder if any Marvel thing is like planned out, like where the events are located.
Going into detail with the slushies, I thought was really fun too. Really nice little thing.
And it was a nice metaphor too, because they are committing suicide, like career-wise, because they're going against these crime families.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that about the Penguin, as he's this middleman that everyone looks down on, you know?
Yeah.
And he is just a criminal genius. He really knows what to do. So he opens up killing Falcone's son, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, shit, now I've got to go forward with the whole motion, you know what I mean?
I liked that it was like an impromptu thing. Like he was like, he was I did it. And he's like, oh crap, I killed the main guy.
I love that his mom was like, no, that wasn't impulse. That was instinct.
His mom is crazy.
Yeah, his mom's like, you're the bull, okay? You need to start taking what's yours, you know?
Oh my
she said, she literally says, you're gonna be a bitch? You're gonna run now with your tail between your legs? You're on the verge of a victory here? His mom is rock hard.
Yeah. Deidre O'Connell. There's a bunch of names in this.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see, what's her name from How I Met Your Mother, Kristen Milioti.
Oh, really? Who's that?
From How I Met Your Mother. She's the mother.
No, but who is she in the show?
Oh, she's Sophia Falcone.
Oh, okay.
The Hangman Killer.
Yeah, so Sophia Falcone is a very well-known in the comics person. Yeah. She was in the show Gotham. Not that actress for her, but she was mentioned in the Gotham show, which I really liked. I think Gotham as a show was a really good show, too. After it found its footing. The first season or two was weak. No, I like that. We've always seen that the Penguin loves his mom in every iteration. He's had a soft spot for his mom, so I like that they kept that in this one. Like, he's this hard dude that was going to kill a kid, you know? Yeah. But, you know, that's his mom. He's not going to mess with her kind of thing. So I like that.
She's crazy, though. She's, like, really
She really is. And it sounds like she may be having dementia or something.
Yeah, she's, like, not taking her pills. He's like, oh, the pills are all wet. They were in your tub.
And she was like, I was giving the kids a bath. And I think she was talking about him when he was a kid kind of thing.
And she kind of realizes, too. She's like, oh, like, this is my son.
Yeah. So
crazy.
That was cool.
I do like the gang wars.
Yes.
We kind of see this like news broadcast kind of going on. It's the same news. I like that they kept the consistency of news the same. Like it was like Gotham 7 or whatever. And they had a couple different, like it was like a montage news thing in this, talking about the aftermath of the Batman.
Yeah, it was a nice way to recap what happened because Batman came out in 2022.
Yeah.
So it was a good way to get caught up, but also make it feel real in the show itself. You know what I mean? And
we get that image of just Oz like looking out the window, and the Batman, like the Batman theme is playing. It's super duper cool. This is a Gotham that's kind of rebuilding.
Yes.
After the flood, so the gangs are kind of trying to take control. Carmine was killed in the Batman, so we get this kind of power vacuum. They think it's going to be the sun.
Yeah.
Played by the Miss Maisel. You ever watch Miss Maisel on Amazon?
Mm-mm. Was it good?
It's good. I like it a lot. It's a comedy show, but Michael Zegan, I think his name is. He was like her ex-husband in that.
Gotcha.
He was kind of like the reason why she wanted to do stand-up and all that. He was kind of like the inciting incident, I guess. But he does a good job, like kind of like right off the bat, just being like, okay, you're crappy, and you know, I'm gonna reinvent
spoiled
the drug
rich
game.
kid.
Yeah.
I love too. I'm just gonna say it because my biggest gripe with live-action Batman has always been it's dark, gritty, rainy, the grayscale. This show was bright. It was done in the daylight. There was only one rain scene, and it was in the daylight. Yeah. There was no grayscale. I could see everything. Right after watching Rings of Power, and you can't see half the scenes, I'm like, I can see. I can see what I'm watching.
By the way, in the rain scene, he pulls out an umbrella.
Yeah, he does. I love. Oh, we'll talk about that. We've got the Oswald Cobblepot like flashiness. He's always got a plum-colored suit.
Cobb, thank you.
Shut your mouth. He's got the plum suit. He's got the plum. What's the name of it? Maserati.
Oh yeah.
Like he's all about the pizzazz. You know what I mean?
Which I like. I think it kind of sets him apart as like this is a. And even like in the Batman, we get that where he's just kind of like, you can tell he's totally full of shit.
Yeah.
Like, but he's just living his best life, trying to like look more than he's.
Yeah.
You know,
they make you feel kind of bad for him. Like they make me root for him. Like I genuinely want him to be the Kingpin because he was talking about that guy who was like, he was the toughest crime boss, but you know. He knew every one of your names. You know, he knew you. If you give money out to the kids, kind of thing.
It's like a respect thing. Like he wanted to be respected, and I guess the guy from Miss Maisel, I don't.
Yeah. He was like, "You're a little bitch. You can't do that."
Michael is Alberto Falcone. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is not the dream you have for me. This is you talking about yourself."
Yeah, like, that's pathetic. And then he instantly shoots him.
Yeah.
Which I love too. He doesn't freak out about it. He just goes, "Dang it! Okay, this is what we got to do now. I've killed him, so I need to start putting these plans in motion."
I love that when he puts the trash bag over his like suit to kind of protect like himself from the blood. He looks like a penguin.
Yeah. I caught that. I like Clancy Brown as Sal Maroni.
Yes, he was in
Sal Maroni.
They mentioned him in the Batman a lot. They like that was the big DA case that they kind of came before the Batman.
Yeah,
but it's cool to see him kind of shown in this, and he's in prison, and Penguin shows off the ring that he stole off Alberto, and he's like, "Here's your ring back." You know what I mean?
But then it turns out to be a frame job, so now he's pitting them against each other. He's such a mastermind. He really is, man. And all he's got with him is Victor. And
like Victor, we'll talk about. He was a kid. He was trying to strip the rims off the plum Maserati or whatever.
Yeah.
And Oz is gonna kill him. He's gonna be like, he's like, okay, you try to whatever, you mess my car up, whatever. And then he's like, you're gonna help me dump this guy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, even like to your point, like, oh, it's bright and sunny. He's like, look at the sunrise, and he's gonna shoot him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And then it turns out he's like, oh, I'm just gonna give you a little cigar, and
you
know, the kid kind of like, he kind of confesses like, no, I want more to do in this world, and I want to have more ambition, and yada yada. And I think he kind of sees himself in him a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's really his only henchman so far, like his only buddy.
But I think he's gonna go far with him.
Yeah.
I like too that he's basically us.
Yeah. He's your point of view character.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of exposition to Victor, so it makes it feel good. You know, it doesn't feel forced exposition. You know.
Did you catch who that actor was? He was the stuttering Victor.
Yeah, he stuttered a lot. Who is that?
It's the kid Renzi Feliz. He's from The Runaways. He's the main guy from The Runaways.
I never watched The Runaways.
Oh.
That was a Marvel Hulu show, right?
Yeah.
I heard it was bad, so I never watched it.
I liked the first season. I didn't get into the second season, but
that was when Hulu did The Runaways. They did Legion, and they did
Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah. Well, Legion wasn't connected with it.
Was it? No, it was FX, but Hulu I think ended up picking it up.
They were trying to get in on that Daredevil, Luke Cage kind of Marvel.
Legion was not
stuff.
Good, dude. It was so bad.
Never saw it.
I watched like 4 episodes, and I still didn't know what was going on, and I was like, I'm not watching this anymore.
Dang, that sucks.
But yeah, so we like Victor.
It's cool that he's like genuinely seems like he's a friend.
Yeah.
I kind of think they might go away with it, but you know,
I hope they don't. I like the dynamic.
Yeah, he's the one that saves him in the end because he gets kind of caught by Sophia.
Yeah.
In a righteous way, like she understands that like the brother's missing, and Oz is trying to like sell this as his own plan because they're gonna shut the Falcon's gonna shut his plant down because it got flooded and all that. So he's trying to bargain with anything he's got, and he knows the brother, or knows Alberto's got this like crazy drug shipment coming in. We don't know what it is.
We don't know what it is yet.
But it's not the drops. They have these little eye drop drugs, which I think is cool.
Which is crazy. Yeah.
Speaking of not fantasy, like how come Batman has like a lens that can like tell people's?
Yeah. How's that grounded?
It can like scan people's faces and like show exactly their position on the screen at the same time. And
dude. And it's also that's going to probably be a gripe for me and they could be lying to us, but they straight up said, Batman's not going to be in this show.
Oh, yeah.
He's not showing up. Get that out there right now. It's just hard to believe that Penguin's doing all this stuff and he doesn't run into the Batman the entire time. You know what I mean?
You think we'll get like I was thinking maybe like a Flying Grayson's cameo or something?
Yeah.
We might see like the circus coming to town or something. Yeah. I doubt it. But if Robin's in the next movie, I think we maybe do something with him.
I don't know we're getting Robin because Matt Reeves stressed that he really wants to not take he's like, a lot of people take the spotlight off of Batman in the second or third movies. In the Batman movies, he said, I want to keep the growth of Batman going. So
that's the next way to do it. Is kind of because he's like this hopeful protector kind of guy, instead of just being like vengeance and being like an evil.
Because they were like lifting him up and stuff. Helping the police.
And so I think that like having a kid sidekick would go a long way to kind of help his image. And I don't know. I mean, I just like the idea of Robin
to do something well with it.
Yeah, it'll be good no matter what it is. I think, but. Even though there's ideas that the cinematographer might not come back, and he's like the only one that can make the Void look good. So got to get him back before we get to the next one.
What's the Void?
The Void is this technology where I thought it was developed by Disney because it was used first in The Mandalorian, but it's just some company developed it. It's like instead of having a green screen where you put the background in behind people now, you just have a projected video behind people to act against. Yeah. So it's less. It's less. It
makes it feel more real,
and it makes it feel more real for the actors specifically. Like in the Avatar show for Netflix, the live action Avatar show. Yeah, looks terrible because the Void was not properly utilized. They didn't get that guy who knows how to do it.
Yeah, the one who developed it.
Yeah, essentially. So he's working on either Dune or the Batman 2 next, and it might be have to wait another little while for the Batman 2 to come out. So we'll just have to see what happens with it, but. Make it look good. That's what we're saying.
Yeah. Also, if you can't take the Batman, just take him out to the streets. You know what I mean? If you make him grounded, you can take him get some people to clear out the streets and do it in the streets.
Well, they filmed somewhere in like Europe. I think it was like Ireland or Scotland or somewhere. There was some city where they're just like, this is we want a dark, gross Gotham, and they're like, this city's perfect. They didn't have to touch anything.
That cracks me up so much. Imagine you're like, oh, the Batman's getting filmed in our city, and then they're like, oh, why'd they pick your city? Because we're gross. We're just a dirty town.
Grubby little grubs living in this disgusting city.
That's hilarious, man.
Anyway, but we get this nice kind of blossoming thing with Victor and Oz. They dispose of Alberto together, and then he kind of like he's trying to help him along. He brings her to the mom's house, which is surprising to me.
Yeah, it cracked me up too. He was like, "I thought I told you to put the head in the trunk," and then that was it. And driving, and he goes, "Yeah, but then like I didn't know if I should start the trachea, if I should go in the back, or." And there was blood, and I was just like, oh, and he's like, okay,
that's enough.
We'll take baby steps. We'll take baby steps because they only end up cutting off the pinky.
That's so funny. Well, because I guess they wanted to show the ring was gone.
Yes, that was, and I think it was done well.
But I mean, probably a little bit overkill. I guess he was stressed for time too, because Oz did get captured by Sophia.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to go down like that.
Yeah, which was a very fun scene. Like she's really intimidating.
She is brutal. That's how in Gotham she was brutal too, because you think she's this little person that Dad Falcone never lets go out and stuff. She ends up killing her father and taking over the Falcone empire kind of thing. And Gordon has to take her down, but they had like a little love thing going on for a while.
Ooh, interesting.
She was very attractive in that show too. So I was like,
well, she's attractive in the show. She's a little, but she's she's
a little unhinged,
crazier.
Yeah.
She was also in Wolf of Wall Street. Did you see that?
Was she the wife?
She was the ex-wife. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, okay. Yeah.
Leo got with her, and then he moved on from her to Margot Robbie. Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah.
Insane run.
Insane, dude. Especially, I saw his dance moves. I don't know how he pulled them.
He's rich. Yeah, he has a lot of money. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, but another gripe again, not with the show, but things surrounding the show. It's the streaming thing. Okay, I pay for a streaming service. I want the stuff at my leisure to watch. If you tell me that the Penguin comes out on the 19th and I can watch it, I'm thinking I can watch it at any point on the 19th.
Sure, midnight.
No, but they say no, 9 o'clock EST for you and me, kind of thing. not to dox ourselves, but 9 EST. Motherfucker, the day's over.
Yeah.
You said the 19th, not the end of the 19th. That was my gripe.
And
with
it's a whole hour? I know I'm a boomer saying that, but like I'm trying to go to bed.
Well, we have to record too. Like it shortens our window to watch it, review, and then record and put it out.
For not being like our full-time job, this is sort of tough to get it all thrown up together.
Absolutely. So it's frustrating from a work YouTube side, and then it's also frustrating if I would get home from work at 4 o'clock and I want to watch it, I have to wait till 9 o'clock at night, bro.
Well, and the thing too is, I was watching the Batman the movie because I couldn't watch the Penguin, and the guy goes, like he goes up to the Iceberg Lounge at one point, and he goes, "I need to see the Penguin," and I was like, "Me too, bro."
Dude, get in line, buddy. Okay, I'm watching them first.
I love that. I love that movie. Awesome. The show is a good kind of lead out of that, you know?
Yeah, continuation.
And I want to like, I don't know. Maybe the Penguin's the next. I don't know how we failed to think about, because we're always like, oh, the Clayface or Hush is going to be the next one. It's just going to be the Penguin is the main bad guy in this next one, probably.
Yeah, could be.
Because we're building up his empire, and the next movie is just going to be him dismantling it. Probably.
But they do say we're going to have a lot of winter shots, so maybe we get a Mr. Freeze.
That'd be cool. I mean, penguins can. I mean, penguins live in Antarctica.
Ooh, that's true too. Maybe he's like a secondary one, you know.
Do penguins live in Antarctica?
I think. Yeah.
Sure.
One of them.
What is the other one?
Arctic.
They might just live in the
Arctic.
I don't know.
You know what's
Whatever.
the difference between those? One says has bears. The other one says doesn't have bears. Antarctica and Arctica.
So the penguins are in both places then?
I think so. Yeah.
Huh.
I think. I'm not a zoologist.
What's his name? Benedict Cumberbatch. He called them penguins.
Yeah, he's weird. Weird dude.
Penguins. I like that the penguin listens to Dolly Parton. I think that's very funny.
I thought it was 9 to 5. I think it's because because that's his 9 to 5. You know, his job is to kill people and
immediately was like, "You're not listening to that. You didn't hear that I said that."
That's my comfort song. you shut up. If you tell anyone, I'll gut you like a fish.
I'll gut. Yeah. He's like, they're walking up to the mom's house, and he goes, "Don't tell anyone that I took you here." And he's like, "Or you'll kill me." He's like, "Yeah, and I'll make it quick too." Or he said something. He's like,
"I'll let you bleed out slow," or something. And I love that he's got the little hobble. His foot looks gross, dude.
Bro, his foot messed up.
Yeah.
Also, we never mentioned, but like I think we might have mentioned, but the special effects, dude, are insane.
Yeah, really good.
They need to win some Emmys for makeup. I'm not joking.
Yeah, his makeup is phenomenal. Like when I watched the Batman, you know, and you said that's Colin Farrell, I said that's not fucking Colin Farrell. Now I can see it because I'm looking for it, but you could not tell for a hot minute. You know what I mean?
Also, I do love his voice and his accent. But like, is it like is Gotham in Jersey? Is that kind of the vibe?
I think that's the vibe we're getting right now. Yeah. Gotham can be really anywhere, but I think it's always been in kind of like the New England area.
It's just funny to me that he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like he's total Jersey guy, but he's like,
"What am I looking at you? What is this?" Oh, I love it. He's eating the sandwich. He goes, "I asked for extra pickles. They gave me 2. That's extra." The guy's like, "I can give you mine." He's like, "I want your gross pickle that's touched your mouth." No,
touched
dude.
your dirty mouth.
Come on, kid. What? Shut up. I love it too. They're sitting there. He goes, "Look at those rims. You could have grabbed those. Your life would be completely different right now."
But no, he got a friend out of it.
Yeah,
you know?
something.
Nice.
I'm excited to see where the series goes, though. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our review of The Penguin. If you guys have watched it, what are your thoughts on it? If you've watched Agatha, it came out around the same time as this, so Disney's like version or Disney show at the same time that we're watching The Penguin. If you've watched both, what are your thoughts? Does Agatha?
It's got to be apples and oranges, right? Because
I don't know.
It's like a magic one's totally grounded, one's like the magic show.
Yeah, but they can both feel good, like be a good show, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but apples and oranges both taste good.
Well, no, but you can compare them as just shows, comic book adaptations of shows, you know?
I suppose. But I think Agatha's got this whole universe that it's kind of led to. And all these things are coming after. The Batman 2 is coming out after The Penguin, you know?
True. Either way, what are y'all's thoughts on it if you have watched it? If you haven't, go watch it. It's amazing. Stay tuned on the channel. Mondays, we've got Ben 10 coming for you, and Fridays, we're continuing our dive into Halloween themed stuff. So we've got reviews and monster mashes and tier lists and stuff, so stay tuned like that. And we'll be going live on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for you guys. So yeah, bunch of cool stuff, and we'll see you next video.
Goodbye, gamers.